Okay, Maureen, thank you for agreeing to be videoed again. As I say, we've come to the end of the first year of our ICTPD contract, and I want to take some time now with all the lead teachers in the cluster to reflect upon your first year. So, could you share with us, please, how has e-learning impacted upon your teaching this year?
The biggest impact is probably that every time I do something, I'm thinking how I can incorporate e-learning into my program. Because I had the technology there's 6 computers, or probably 8 really, with my one and another laptop, and I want them being used like 24/7. That's what I say to the children. So continually I'm thinking, that computer's sitting there, nobody's using it. Why aren't you using it? Because the children have still got this feeling about them, which has changed over the year, that they're only allowed to use it when the teacher gives them permission.
Right.
I still even have children say, can we go and look up that word on pages if they don't know the meaning? And I'm like, you do it.
Yeah.
So it's actually breaking what's happened a long time in our school, that you only go there when it's your turn or it's been a reward. So it's changing it to be used like a pen or a pencil. You use it when you need to, and if someone's not using it and you've got something you need to do to complete, use it. So that's been a huge impact, I think.
Is there a shift happening now?
Definitely.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Because they don't ask as much now. They will just get up and say, oh, there's computer and I've got to finish some presentation, and they will go and do it. So that's that whole management thing too, that the expectation of the children is that they have certain things they have to complete, but they also can fit in it that's other time. So that self-management thing's been a huge one.
Okay. So what have been some notable successes then with your e-learning this year?
I think the projects that some of the children have done together, like for our topic this term, like the Miranda Bird Sanctuary, they've done like an ABC together of all the animals of biodiversity in New Zealand. So they had to do a lot of research, and they produced some amazing information that they got, but also what they produced as a group was great. And they helped each other, and they got to the end. So I think in my topic it's been really good. In maths, I think I've used it like to show strategies, and that for these OTJs it's very good because you can go back and it's recorded their learning. So I think those have been probably the successes in topic.
And what tools did you use to achieve those then?
Well, Jing, which I love Jing, and I've used that in my literacy too, because I think that's just such an easy tool to use for their poetry that they've done, and also for just recording their learning for a lot of things. And it's very simple. We can do it in like 10 or 15 minutes, and it's done.
It's done, exactly. So what challenges have you had to face then this year?
Right, so the challenges is probably going back to the beginning. Never had 6 computers in my classroom. The challenges was to use those computers on a regular basis, like I said, 24/7 in my classroom, because Roger even comments that when he goes into classrooms, he sees this expensive technology sitting in the corner of nobody on it. So my goals being to make sure they're utilised at all times. So any little things like even SSR, I wasn't using them, and then somebody made a comment, well, that's the time to maybe go on the wiki page. I think it was Roger had seen that on the e-learning site. So now I've got children who sit on our wiki site and read what children have put up and make comments on it. So every time of the day I'm trying to think what should be happening with those computers.
So how have you had to adapt your classroom management then this year?
Well, I suppose that comes back to those 6 computers were at the back of the room, and I used to make timetables for reading, timetables for writing, timetables for this, which we were just timetabled out, and I couldn't manage it because it was ridiculous. So I moved those computers to each group is like one computer to 4 to 6 children, and so that's their computer that they can use at any time during the day.
And that's sitting on their desk, on their collection of desks.
Collection of the desks at the end.
Yeah.
So that's helped my management, because all of a sudden I don't have timetables for each individual children. It's more timetabled at the beginning of the day, like each section of area. If I'm doing maths, on my board I will write what we're going to do today, but then on my other side I'll say computer, so they know they might be doing a Jing today on that computer, or they might be going on a Delicious site to look at that, and the children during that maths time have to rotate around the activity that I've set them, or what they have to accomplish or finish, while the maths program goes on. So the other would be doing a worksheet or some other maths activity while they rotate round. So every time I try to manage it, every area of subjects like that.
Right. Okay. Well, that sounds good. That's good. So what has been the impact upon student learning then this year with the introduction of these e-learning strategies and tools you've been using?
I would come up that I think children are more focused. They really enjoy it. I think with the wiki site, I found that quite interesting that even though they love putting stuff on the wiki and they absolutely love getting comments back. But the biggest problem is that a lot of parents don't comment back. So my next, what I've got is I've started getting some email addresses from parents. So every time their child puts something up on the wiki, they email their parents and say, hey, look at the wiki, I've just put a piece of writing up. And hopefully we'll get more feedback from that.
We need to encourage parents to become members of the wiki and use the Notify Me tab then, don't we?
Yes.
So they can actually be kept informed automatically.
Oh, I didn't know.
We'll talk about that in a minute,
So that is the impact. I think they do enjoy sharing their learning and seeing it. And the children actually really enjoyed the feedback. Like, if they put something up, and like I said in SSR, other children put feedback in. And they enjoy that.
Yeah, they do.
And they see, somebody's seen it. Like my daughters are overseas and they're members of the wiki, so they've been making comments from Turkey and France and different places. So, and that's, the kids just get so excited that that this is happening.
Yeah, it's
the impact is, I think, is that learning has gone outside our classroom. It hasn't stopped inside our classroom.
Cool. So has there been any positive impact on students because of e-learning in other areas that you had not anticipated? So
all right, the impact is probably a lot of them had to learn cooperation skills and actually being able to share that computer within their group. And I think that's been interesting. There's children that I thought were very cooperative, but actually when it came to actually sharing something that they really wanted to use because they loved using it, that they had to take their turn. And so that's been a huge road for some of them to actually realise that they can't always be first and always have it and be the one that's actually doing all of the assignments, etc. That navigator driver thing. They have to sit back and help someone.
Right.
So no, that's probably something that I didn't think would happen. I didn't think I'd have the problems that I had.
Cool.
But we're working on it.
Cool. Thank you.